We are literally in a new era right now, and this era is about information. And in an age of information, ignorance is a choice. Technology affords us the ability to research anything we want to research, and every time you learn something new, you make new synaptic connections in your brain. In fact, learning is making new connections. And the Nobel Prize laureate Kandel in the year 2000 found that when people learned just one bit of information and they concentrated on it for an hour, they doubled the number of connections in their brain from 1,300 connections to 2,600 connections. But if they didn't review that information, if they didn't think about it, if they didn't repeat it over and over in their mind, those connections pruned apart within hours or days. So if learning is making new synaptic connections, then remembering is maintaining and sustaining those connections, keeping those connections in a long-term relationship. And that information then begins to become installed in the circuitry in your brain. The question is, though, what do you do with that information? That if you can then take that information and apply it, personalize it, demonstrate it, initiate it in some way, if you can get your behaviors to match your intentions, if you can get your actions equal to your thoughts, if you can get your mind and body working together, you're going to have a new experience. An experience then enriches the philosophical circuits in the brain, laying down networks of neurons. And the moment those neurons string into place, the brain makes a chemical. And that chemical is called a feeling or an emotion. And the moment you feel like a leader, the moment you feel more unlimited, the more you feel gratitude from some experience, now you're teaching your body chemically to understand what your mind is intellectually understood. And we can say that knowledge is for the mind and experience is for the body. And in that moment, you are embodying the truth. And for one moment, your mind and body are aligned to a new destiny. And it is the environment and the interaction in the environment that actually changes genes. And we've measured this, that in 4 days, people can change their genetic expression if they begin to think differently, make new choices, do different things, create new experiences, create new feelings. They will change their genetic destiny. So then, in that moment, if you're training somebody to modify their behaviors, and they're able to do it once, then they should be able to do it again. And if you can repeat an experience over and over again, you will begin to neurochemically condition the mind and body to begin to work as one. And when you've done something so many times that your body now knows how to do it as well as your mind, now it's innate in you. It's second nature. It's automatic. You're beginning to master that philosophy. We have studied brains in change. We've done over 8,500 brain scans, and we now know there's a formula that you can teach people to change. We work with CEOs and companies all over the world, from Coca-Cola to Google to Sony to Cisco to Pfizer, in an interest to work with upper management to teach them a model of change. So most people wake up in the morning, and the first thing they do is they start to think about their problems. And those problems are memories that are etched in their brain. And they start feeling unworthy. They start feeling fear or anxiety. Now, thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body. And how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So most people start their day from a state of being that's completely derived from the familiar past. And then they get up and they do a series of routine automatic behaviors. They stretch, then they grab their cell phone, they check their WhatsApp, they check their text, they check their email, they check their Facebook, they take a picture of their feet, and then all of a sudden now they're connected to everything known in their lives. And then all of a sudden they go through that same routine behavior. From waking up, getting a cup of coffee, taking a shower, driving to work, and they're in a program. And then we could say then their body is dragging them into a predictable future based on what they did in the past. And 95% of who we are by the time we're 35 years old is a set of memorized behaviors, emotional reactions, unconscious beliefs and perceptions, hardwired attitudes that function just like a computer program. So you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day. Out of those 60 to 70,000 thoughts that you think in one day, 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before. So if you believe that your thoughts have something to do with your destiny, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as yesterday, your life is going to stay the same. To change is to be greater than your body. The body as the mind that's been conditioned over time, emotionally and habitually. To change then is also to be greater than your environment, to be greater than the circumstances in your life. The moment the person makes a different choice, the body starts saying, well, let me influence the mind. And all of a sudden, a person starts hearing these voices in their head. Start tomorrow. The same choice leads to the same behavior. The same behavior creates the same experience. The same experience produces the same familiar emotion. It reaffirms their identity, and they say, this feels familiar. This is neuroscience. There's no magic there.